can someone truly be villainous if they need a levitating diaper to get them around? Hi, my name is Pierce Brown. I am the author of the Red Rising Saga, and today I'm going to be tier ranking popular science fiction and movie villains and finding out who is the evilest of them all. All right, we have, first off, Agent Smith. Agent Smith's a personal favorite. Problem with ranking him, anything lower than top tier is that he has the ability to replicate, and there can be many Agent Smiths. So I'm gonna put, and this is all conditional. This is all conditional. They can kind of go around, but I think I'm gonna put him like right here, and we're gonna decide, because I don't know what other villains we have. So here we have Immortan Joe from Mad Max Fury Road. You know, Immortan Joe, well, I really admire the bureaucratic system he's enforced and developed in the end of the world. I mean, he has a pretty groovy setup. He's got, a high up fortress where he has a little garden, and he has his harem, which makes him a little very villainous. But I'm not sure he's very good at projecting power. He can't even control the highways around his own civilization, like 10 miles away. So we're gonna float him around here, and we're gonna get a little more concrete as we go on. Let's see who else we got. Thanos, obviously, because he was able to kill half of the population of the universe. I don't see how we can do anything but up here for now, but this is just a placeholder. And we have Darth Vader. I love Darth. I think Darth has the best wardrobe, clearly has the best stylist. His PR is pretty solid. In a head-to-head fight, I'm not sure he even scratches Thanos, but fashion is pretty important for a villain. So we're gonna be floating him up here, because he's doing evil and he's looking good doing it. And I think that's a very important metric. Okay. Darth helmet, Spaceballs. The problem is the helmet's a little too big. There's a particular lack of menace with Darth Helmet from Spaceballs. So I'm thinking he's better than Immortan Joe, but he ain't scratching the top layer. So I'm thinking he gets a C grade right there. And then we have Khan from Wrath of Khan, Star Trek. Big fan of the mullet. I think he pulls it off. Big fan of the overall wardrobe, but it's a little dated. It's not, the classic black like Darth Vader. It's not the classic purple, that monarchical purple of a Thanos. So we're gonna do a C right here, because the stakes we're fighting with Khan are a little bit lower than some of those top tier guys. The Martian from Mars Attacks. I'm not gonna lie, that classic ray gun gets me every time. And it's that spy scene, alien dresses up as a lady, and then infiltrates the White House and seduces, I think, Martin Short. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. So just because the sound effects alone in that ray gun is super styling, we're gonna do B. Plus this guy's got legions, and I'm a big fan of legions. Ooh, Baron Harkonnen from Dune. Considering where to put Baron Harkonnen, we have to look at, yes, the efficacy of his plan to destroy House Atreides. It worked, but it was kind of clumsy. If we're thinking about his goal of being to destroy House Atreides, sure, yeah, he got their army. He destroyed their warships, but 2 out of 3 of his targets disappeared, right from under his nose. I'm thinking that puts him at a B listing. I mean, he's definitely got some gravitas, but can someone truly be villainous if they need a levitating diaper to get them around? That's a question. We have the alien, classic alien, the xenomorph. A xenomorph is obviously A grade, sound effects, the design alone, so ahead of its time. But there's not, you know what? Here's the thing. It's just an animal in the end of the day. It doesn't really have a goal. I'm a big fan of villains having goals. I think it's really important to have a thesis if you're going to be a villain. And then we got Biff from Back to the Future. As far as archetypal bullies go, Biff's right up there. I'm not gonna say, he'd be able to really hold his own in the top tier, but Biff's a solid contender. And I personally think he deserves to be on the same level as Khan. So the real question though is, what do we do with our top tier? We got Agent Smith, and I don't think Agent Smith, if we're going on pure power rankings, Agent Smith cannot touch Thanos. He could probably get Darth Vader, but we're not going pure power rankings here. He does the very classic G-man look, government, 1950s. And I gotta say, in terms of what'll last, I think Agent Smith is more iconic than Thanos. So I'm gonna put Thanos as A, Smith as A, but we can only have one S tier, and that is my old buddy Darth. I hope you agree with my rankings. I hope you disagree, but this is my hierarchy of villainy. Thank you for coming along on this journey. And I'm very excited that Del Rey will be releasing a deluxe edition of Red Rising this October. And yes, to answer your question, we will be doing deluxe editions of the rest of the series.